Now the questions will be coming would be word problems, and they're really important because most of the word problems is a bit confusing for the students, because what is given, what we need to write it down. So please understand these questions properly, and please be there with pen and paper or pen and book, so that pen and copy, so that you can do it with me. Okay, so let's start reading this question. It says a certain freezing process requires that room temperature be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius at the rate of 5 degrees Celsius every hour. What will be the room temperature 10 hours after the process begins? It says a certain freezing process requires that room temperature should be lowered from 40 degrees Celsius. Now it started getting lowered from 40 degrees Celsius, but it always at the rate of 5 degrees Celsius every hour. So every hour we are subtracting 5 degrees Celsius because it is lowering down. For every hour it is lowering down minus 5 degrees Celsius. So now we need to find it down that what will be the room temperature 10 hours after the process begins. So what can we do? If we can just write it down, the initial temperature which we have is 40 degrees Celsius. Now it is getting lower down by 5 degrees Celsius every hour. So that means temperature getting lowered. Now temperature is getting lowered by 5 degrees Celsius every hour. So we can write it as minus 5 because it is getting lowered. So that will be minus 5 degrees Celsius. Now it says we need to find out that what will be the room temperature 10 hours after the process begins. Now temperature is getting lowered every 5 degrees Celsius in every hour. So now what will be the temperature in 10 hours? Now temperature in 10 hours will be, now if it's in 1 hour it is getting reduced or lowered to minus 5 degrees Celsius. So in 10 hours there will be minus 5 into 10, which will be minus 50 degree Celsius. So for 1 hour it is minus 5 degrees Celsius. So for 10 hours it will be minus 5 into 10, which will be minus 50 degree Celsius. So temperature in 10 hours will be minus 50 degrees Celsius. Now it says room temperature 10 hours after the process begins. That means the room temperature 10 hours after the process begins is, so it is starting with 40 degrees Celsius, but after 10 hours it will become minus 50 degrees Celsius. So what do? Minus 40 degrees Celsius minus 50 degrees Celsius. So we'll be getting minus 10 degrees Celsius. So room temperature 10 hours after the process begins will be minus 10 degree Celsius. Now let's move on to another question. Now it has certain parts. Let's try and solve that. We have done these type of questions in examples as well. We've discussed these questions. So I would prefer if you can just do it yourself. Try it yourself once. I'll be giving you 5 to 10 seconds. Please try it yourself and then we'll start doing it. So we can read this question first of all. It says that in a class test containing 10 questions, so we have total 10 questions, 5 marks are awarded for the correct answer, minus 2 marks are awarded for every incorrect answer. So you'll be getting 5 marks if the answer is correct. You'll be getting minus 2 if the answer is incorrect, and 0 for questions not attempted. And if you haven't attempted any of the question, you'll not be getting any of the marks. Now the first part says Mohan gets 4 correct and 6 incorrect answers. So what is his score? Now 4 correct and 6 incorrect. That means total is 10. So that means he has attempted all the questions. So now marks for 4 correct answers. Now for one answer we'll be getting 5 marks. So what will be for 4 correct answers? We'll be getting 5 times 4, which will be 20 marks, right? So for 1 correct answer we'll be getting 5 marks. So for 4 correct answer we'll be getting 20 marks. Now for 1 correct answer, or we can write it down, marks for incorrect answer is minus 2 for every incorrect answer. We can write down for every incorrect answer. Now marks for How many are incorrect? 6 incorrect answers will be. For if one incorrect answer will be getting -2, then for 6 incorrect answers we'll be getting -2 times 6, which will be -12. So marks for 6 incorrect answers will be -12. Now the total score which Mohan gets will be what? Will be 20 minus 12, which will be 8. So the total score which Mohan gets is 8 marks, because he got correct answers. He got 20 marks for the correct answer and -12 for incorrect answers. And if we'll add both of them, we'll be getting the final answer. Now let's move on to the second part. Now we have same question. 10 questions are in total. 5 are for the 5 marks are for the correct answer and -2 are for incorrect answers. So over here, the second part says that Reshma gets 5 correct answers and 5 incorrect. Now tell her total score. So we can start to write it. Marks for 5 correct answers. I'll be waiting for 5 to 10 seconds. Please do it yourself if you can. Marks for 5 incorrect answers and then total score. So for 1 mark for 1 correct answer we're getting 5 marks. So for 5 correct answer we'll be getting 25 marks. Now for 1 incorrect answer we'll be getting -2. For 5 incorrect answer we'll be getting -10. Now we are adding both of them. So 25 plus -10 will be 25 minus 10, which will be 15. So we'll be getting 15 marks. So Reshma will be getting 15 marks for the answer. So the total score for Reshma will be 15 marks. Now let's move on to the third part of the same question. Again, we have 10 questions in all. 5 marks for the correct answer and -2 for the incorrect answer. So now Hina gets 2 correct. We get 2 correct and 5 incorrect answers out of 7 questions she attempts. Now we got a total of 10 questions. Now she got 2 correct and 5 incorrect, and she answered or she attempted only 7 questions. So we'll be getting 0 marks if we haven't attended any of the question. So what do we do? So Hina will get marks for 2 correct answers. Will be, that's correct, 5 into 2 will be 10. Now marks for 5 incorrect answers will be -2 times 5, which will be -10. And Hina has not attempted 3 questions. So for every question we'll be getting 0. So for 3 questions we'll be getting 3 times 0, which will be 0. Now to find out Hina's total score, we'll be adding all 3. So 10 plus -10 plus 0. So we'll be getting 10 minus 10 plus 0. So the final answer will be 0. So that means Hina will get 0 marks as she attempted only 7 questions, out of which 5 are incorrect and 2 questions are correct. Now let's move on to 8th question. We have 2 parts for this question. Now let's try and read this question and understand it. So a cement company earns a profit of ₹8 per bag of white cement sold and loss of ₹5 per bag for grey cement sold. Now the company sells 3,000 bags of white cement and 5,000 bags of grey cement. Now what is its profit or loss? So we need to check what is its profit or loss. So what do? The company sells 3,000 bags for white cement, and we know that it earns a profit of ₹8 per bag. So profit of white cement sold is ₹8 per bag. Now profit of selling 3,000 bags of white cement, if there is 8 rupees, profit is 8 rupees for one bag, then for 3000 bags, the profit will be 3000 times 8, which will be 24,000. So we'll be getting 24,000 as the profit which we have. So 24,000 will be the profit which we have. Now let's see. We got a loss with 5,000 bags of grey cement, and we get a loss for selling grey cement. So what do we do? Loss of selling 5,000 bags of grey cement is rupees 5,000 times 5 rupees. The loss is for 5 rupees, so we'll be getting 25,000. Now over here, profit is less than loss. That means loss is greater. We got a loss of 25,000 and we got a profit of 24,000. So what will be our profit or loss? Since loss is greater than profit, so we'll be getting total loss. So what will be the loss? There will be 25,000 minus 24,000, which is equals to 1,000. So after selling 3,000 bags of white cement and 5,000 bags of grey cement in a month, we'll be getting a loss of 1,000 rupees. Now let's move on to the B part. It says that again the question is same. B part says that what is the number of white cement bags it must sell to have neither profit nor loss if the number of grey bags sold is 6,400 bags. Now it says that yes, we'll be getting a profit of 8 rupees per bag of selling white cement and we'll be getting a loss of 5 rupees per bag of grey cement which we sell. Now, what will be the number of white cement bags which we sell so that there'll not be profit or loss, and we know that the number of grey bags which we sell is 6,400 bags. Now, we need to find the number of white cement bags. So, we'll take let X be the number of white cement bags. Now, if we want that there should be neither profit nor loss, that means we'll be getting profit is equals to loss. If these both things are equal, then only we can say that we don't have any profit and we don't have any loss. If let's say we got a profit of 100 rupees and we got a loss of 100 rupees, then only we can say that we didn't make neither a profit nor loss, because if we got 100 rupees and we've got a loss of 100 rupees, then only after subtracting it up we'll be getting the final answer, which will be 0. So over here we can say that profit is equals to loss. Now if I'll talk about profit, we get a profit by selling white cement bags, and we know that per bag the amount is 8 rupees. Now if we have X number of bags, so what will be the profit? 8 times X. So we'll be writing 8 multiply X. So that will be profit which we'll be getting. Now loss is to sell grey bags, and we know that we have 6,400 bags with us, and what is the amount for per bag? That is 5 rupees. So we'll be getting 6,400 into 5, because we'll be selling bag of grey cement for rupees 5. So per bag cost of per bag cement of grey will be 5 rupees. So the total loss which will be occurring is 6,400 times 5. Now we need to find X over here. So we'll be getting 6,400 times 5 upon 8. As we have multiply over here and over there, we'll make it as division. So if we cancel these out, so 8 times 8 is 64, and we'll take 2 zeros. Now we are left with 800 times 5, which will be 4,000. So ultimately, to make, so there should be 4,000 bags should be sold of white cement to have neither profit nor loss. So if you want that there should not be any profit nor loss, and we know that the grey bags which has been sold is 6,400 bags, And we also know that the profit on white cement bags is 8 rupees per bag. So to find it down will be 4,000 bags which should be sold of white cement to have neither profit nor loss. So now let's move on to the last question which we have of this exercise. Now it says replace the blank with an integer to make it a true statement. That means what should we multiply here so that we can get 27? So what should we multiply by minus 3 to get 27? Now to get positive plus 27, we already got one negative sign. So the other one should be negative sign. Then only we can say the final answer will be plus. So 3 times what is 27? So 3 times 9 will be 27. Give it a try for other options which we have, other parts. What do we multiply by 5 to get it minus 35? So again, one is positive. To find out the final answer which is negative, we'll write it down minus. So 5 times what is 35? 5 times 7 is 35. Now we already got minus 8 over here. We need to fill this blank and we need to find the final answer which is minus 56. So we already got minus. So over here there will be positive. In filling the blanks we will be getting positive integer. So what do we multiply by 8 to get 56? So 8 times 7 will be 56. Let's move on to another part. We got minus 12 over here and we need 132 after multiplying to a integer. Now be that be positive or negative. Now we have minus 12 that be a negative integer. We need the answer which will be positive integer. So the blank should be a negative integer. Now what do we multiply by 12 to get it 132? So we'll be multiplying by 11 to get it as 132. Now this is all for today. So we've completed exercise 1.3.